In Australia, as pregnant mums, we focus on things like yoga, having folate, and the right supplementation and getting our car seat set up and ready. And look, honestly, all these things are important. However, what a lot of pregnant women really don't understand is the most important thing is actually the health of our nervous system, because it controls and coordinates every single cell, tissue, and organ in our body, as well as our baby's body. So today, this video is for expectant mums. And today we're going to go through the cutting new technology that we have in our office to measure the health and well-being of the nervous system, to measure how healthy your vagus nerve is. So before we get started, I'd love to share with you a story about one of our patients called Ashley. She came to us when she was 22 weeks pregnant in the middle of June, and she was really struggling at work. She's a health professional as well, standing up, and she was getting some real discomfort in her pelvis, and she was finding it really hard to sleep on one side. She tried a lot of things to help. She tried rock tape. She was starting to get some sciatica and just getting really frustrated and annoyed with the situation. One of the things I noticed with her entrance forms that she marked was that she scored her sleep at 32%. Now, both you and I know that 32% sleep is pretty rubbish, hey? And particularly when you're 22 weeks pregnant and you're not getting much sleep. And it wasn't so much for the little ones, it's just that she couldn't get to sleep and she couldn't stay asleep and she was waking up all the time. One of the things that she was unaware of was the relationship of her sleep to her nervous system and then her nervous system to chiropractic. So as we've moved through her program, she's seen some pretty cool changes, not just in her pelvis, but in other areas of her body as well, as her nervous system started to heal and repair, which is pretty awesome. So right now we're going to dive into some heavy science. So the cool thing that I want you guys to know is that the very first thing that starts to develop that's different from any other cell is your nervous system. And this happens at 3 to 4 weeks post-conception. And this is already when most people don't even know that they're pregnant. We're getting this incredible development of the nervous system. And so from that then, other cell tissues and organs start to develop. And already the nervous system is controlling that development. At this stage, obviously, the placenta is starting to grow. So mum now has connection with baby through the umbilical cord, and it certainly does carry nutrients to the baby. However, it is even more than that. Most people are unaware of the relationship of mum and baby via the umbilical cord. So let's just say as a pregnant mum, I'm really stressed. I've got a lot going on in my household. Those stress hormones are carried through the umbilical cord to the baby. The baby feels what mum's feeling, whether that's stress, whether that's calm. The baby feels all that. So if mum's living in this heightened state of stress, she's living in what we call sympathetic overdrive or overload, and she's already been doing that prior to being pregnant, well then baby's going to feel that as well. Unfortunately, modern life is a real culprit for us. It really does put us into that sympathetic overdrive, that stress response, that fight-flight response. And the exciting thing is we now have new ways, we have cutting-edge technology that can measure this. Our technology can measure in your autonomic nervous system, which is your automatic nervous system, if you have really lovely balance between the sympathetic and the parasympathetic nervous system. So your sympathetic nervous system is the fight-flight part, and the parasympathetic is the rest, digest, reproduce. We should have a balance. However, if mum is in sympathetic overdrive and she's go, 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 and she's been like that for a long time, more than likely her sympathetic nervous system is off kilter. So our patient that I was explaining before, she had sympathetic overdrive. And the cool thing is one of our insight scanners called the NeuroPulse can measure that precisely. And so we found she was way off to the side with the NeuroPulse. And so as we've started to get her nervous system more balanced, more in tune, and as we've got that parasympathetic and sympathetic system to be in balance, she started to notice a whole range of different changes to her health. The thing is that just doesn't have to be for that patient. This same experience that she had could be for you too. Unfortunately, most pregnant mamas leave it until they're feeling overwhelmed or frustrated or exhausted before they do something about it. We really encourage you, the sooner you are, as soon as you know you're pregnant or even beforehand, come on in. Let's check you. Let's get you scanned. Let's see if you have a balance between your parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. The cool thing that our other scanners can tell is exactly where your stress is stuck. And then it can tell us how deep that stress is. And that tells us what kind of care that we need to provide and how long for. So what do you need to do? Well, simply give us a call. Let's make a time. Let's find out exactly where your nervous system is. Let's find the health of it, and let's find how we can not just help you enjoy being pregnant in every single trimester, even the fourth one after you've had baby and beyond, but also help your baby as well. So we'll look forward to hearing from you. Have a great day.